get rid of the expectation, because the expectations are what is making me feel miserable. I'm not doing it. When I realised I don't need to follow the same path that everybody else takes, it made me feel so good. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game. That's it. Music to me is not the game. Oh, I'm actually feeling a bit emotional now. Weird. Didn't think I would feel like that. It's Sunday. I am slightly hungover, which is very rare for me. I went out last night and I had 4 drinks. 4. I thought of starting to film this actually because basically my boyfriend's out. And quite often on a Sunday evening, I will reflect on what I was thankful for the week just gone and what I'm excited about in the next week. I basically had started to consider this with some depth, and I thought, I'm gonna document this because I think it's interesting. I'm also making some pancakes because I just need it. This week has been a really interesting week for me because I've had some realizations about how I'm putting out music and how I feel about it, why it doesn't really make me happy in a really deep way. Pancakes, that's what we're making. I've got almond milk, some oil for cooking. I'm making a cornflour egg substitute and flour. I need to have a system where I think about what I'm going to make and I don't start until I've checked if I've got the ingredients, because it's one of my worst habits. It really is, and it affects nobody but myself. It's going to be self-raising flour. I just don't want to put my music on Spotify anymore. There, I said it. I need a recipe for this. So why do I feel that way? I don't like the way it makes me feel about what I create. I want to be able to approach stuff and be like, right, is this really for me? Does this make me feel good? And if the answer is anything shy of yes, why are we doing it? And I know there will be implications to do with my discoverability. The problem is as well, is the lead time that it takes. If you want to put up a track and you want to distribute it to Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, whatever else, the problem is that you need to submit that song. I mean, it ranges, but I typically do it a month in advance. So if you submit your track to your distributor like 4 weeks in advance and you work on that sort of time frame, it's really hard to do that because it does kind of mean that by the time you're distributing your track, it's not the freshest thing to you anymore. For me, all of that just kind of kills my flow. And to be honest, when I decided, hang on a minute, I don't need to distribute my music to all of these platforms, was the moment that I kind of started falling in love with it again. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, that song can come out and I could drop that, and I don't even need to get things mastered anymore. I can just demo something and put it out into the world. And sure, fate will just pick that up and take it where it needs to go, or it will look at it and go, no, not you today. And that's fine. There's a quote. I can't remember what the quote is exactly or who said it, but essentially it says, you're a fool if you keep doing the same things expecting different results. And frankly, I don't want to keep having to... I don't want to see a song that I've put out, I've put time and love and everything, energy, everything into it. I don't want to see it just sit there with that kind of awful, if you've got the back end of Spotify, you'll know what I mean, less than 1,000 plays. To reduce something that I've done to that is just, and to see that stat is hard. And I know that people might think that I feel like my music should be performing better, or, you know, I just feel like I'm better than less than 1,000 streams and all of this stuff, and I'm just bitter about it. What's wrong with being bitter about that? I'm really good. Subscribe. When I realised I don't need to follow the same path that everybody else takes, it made me feel so good. So much better. Actually excited about releasing music, actually excited about creating again, actually excited to maybe give my old stuff a kind of new feel and put it out again. Because I really don't think that things being new matters in the way that it used to when it came to art. Am I a bit worried that I'm not going to give my new music the best chance by not being on these platforms? Yeah, a little bit. But the thought of not being on these platforms makes me feel so good in general that I need to follow that. Like, it's worth it for me. Whatever I will miss in discoverability by not being on Spotify, for example, is worth it. I'm going to stop talking now and make my pancakes. And, yeah, new single coming out soon. I'm sticking to the original release date. I don't think I would have announced it yet before this video comes out, because I don't need to. I don't need to pre-save and all of that. I don't need to. I don't want to. Like, I actually don't want any of that. And it's not because I think, oh, nobody, like, wants to pre-save my music anyway, or any of that. It's nothing to do with that, genuinely. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play the game. That's it. Music to me is not the game. I will play the game in other aspects of my existence. Like, for example, trying to do a kind of corporate vibe job alongside being a creative person, because that's the game I'm willing to play. Game over. I refuse. I'm not doing it anymore. Like, my songs, like, they are just... they're important. They matter. And they matter so much more than how it feels when I'm actually feeling a bit emotional now. Weird. Didn't think I would feel like that. I'm going to turn the hob off because this is a bit much. And I obviously don't want to set my house on fire tonight, because being hungover and having it, that would send me over the edge, to be honest. I feel like in this sort of simulation of an existence, there are areas where I think it is good to understand that you just need to play ball. You know, like paying bills, paying rent. You just need to play ball. Like, there's a way that you have to build a credit score. You have to do things like that to access new levels or whatever. You know, the levels that you deem as being important to you. Somebody else might not think they're important, and that's fine. But we choose the games that we take part in. Music is broad. If you're an artist, there is a lot of activities that come under being an artist. And it's about really thinking carefully It's about really thinking carefully about which parts of that do you want to take seriously, and which parts of that mean the most to you. And for me, it became really evident actually when I spoke to another musician recently. She's also a producer, mix engineer, does a load of stuff that's kind of similar to what I do. Our music's a little different or whatever, but she does loads of amazing live looping, live production stuff. Like, she's got a table with her where she's got loads of gadgets and stuff, and she plays everything live and whatever. And she was like, tell me about your live setup. And I was like, dude, when I play live, it's backing track all the way. I am doing nothing but singing. Because for me, when I perform, my inner child is leading. Adult me, she's like dead, like seriously, she just does not, she's inactive, she's not doing anything. She might be singing, sure, and talking to the crowd, whatever. But I am led truly by gut, by soul, by heart. And in terms of the production aspect, it is the only scenario where I don't feel I need to prove myself as an audio professional. I don't care if nobody knows that I made this beat. All the double tracking vocals, all the cool effect vocals you can hear at the same time as my live vocal. Yeah, all of that's me. Like, all of the processing, everything. The songwriting is all me. I just don't feel the need to prove myself. But when it comes to how my music is presented on some of these streaming platforms, that's when adult me, bulldozes across inner child me and goes, all right, shut up. That's not important now. We need stats. I really hope the point that I struggled to find has somehow come across. Oh my god, I've been recording for 16 minutes, and I feel like 10 minutes ago I said I was going to close out this little rant, so I better do that now. I feel like I don't have anything else to say. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much, because I don't think it's going to be very well put together. Can't wait to edit this one. I'd love to know what people think about this, whether people agree with me, whether people think that cuckoo, whatever it might be. When I first thought, hang on a minute, I don't need to put my music on these things, on these platforms. When I first thought about it, I was like, no, I have to. Like, I have to do that. I've always done it. Everyone does it. That's how people share links. Everyone expects you to be. No. Get rid of the expectation, because the expectations are what is making me feel miserable. I'm not doing it. Don't really know how to close out this rant of a video, but bye.